Before we begin, thank you very much to Tyler O for joining the Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/TJOmega. As usual, I'm running out of ways of saying thank you. You guys are genuinely keeping the channel alive. Even if it's just $1 or $2 a month, it is very appreciated and helps keep everything going and everything flowing. This time, we are talking about the new reveal for Transformers EarthSpark, the Nickelodeon-backed cartoon that I have previously posted about and posted with some level of trepidation because the lead up to this has not instilled me with the greatest of hope. It's got people from Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles behind it, which I thought was not a good show. They were really pushing that this was like a comedy action series, which is a little bit concerning because if it gets like too goofball, then it can take away from like how cool the characters are or the tone of the story. So we finally got our very first look and the name drop, EarthSpark. Interesting title. It seems to refer to two of the main Transformers we're looking at here. So let's go with the brief blurb of the show, which we've heard before, but just for the sake of recapping it. Transformers EarthSpark from Nickelodeon and Hasbro Entertainment 1, launching globally in fall 2022. This 26-episode action comedy series introduces a new generation of Transformers robots, the first Transformers robots to be born on Earth. Together with the human family who welcome them in and cares for them, they'll redefine what it means to be family. Okay, so it's a found family story, which I will admit I'm kind of a sucker for. But EarthSpark does seem to refer to these two Transformers that were born on Earth, which I'm going to assume is a very weird thing in this series for any Transformer to be born off Cybertron. In the original G1, it kind of was sometimes. And, of course, we saw it in Beast Wars. And in Beast Wars, it actually did have a noticeable effect. Everyone who was born on Earth seemed to hit a little different than the Transformers who first crashed to the planet. And in general, like they, at least on the Maximal side, they seem to be more at home on Earth, which I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that, where the interesting aspect to a story like that would be weighing their attachment to Earth as their home and their family amongst the humans with their origins on Cybertron, their responsibilities in whatever Autobot-Decepticon conflict there is, that kind of thing. So I'm interested to see where they go with the story. It's a different concept and it's a different take. We have not heard anything about Energon or Allsparks or any MacGuffin. It is literally all we know about this so far is it's a couple of Transformers born on Earth who learn to be part of a human family. Very different story for Transformers, and I think that's a good thing. I'm so sick of let's go get the Allspark. Yay! And also, like, if you watch the trailer, we're not showing it here because YouTube's been, like, super on people for copyright lately. It does have a more serious tone than I was expecting. The actual comedy aspect of it didn't really seem to be present. That was kind of surprising. So maybe the comedy is more the levity aspect, because, you could define Transformers as action, or Beast Wars as action comedy. It has its comedic slapstick moments. So, you can have the balance there, but apparently the balance is not as comedy-centric as, like, Rise of the Ninja Turtles was, or at the very least, they didn't focus on that for the trailer. So that might be a big thing. So, we have two kids and who I assume is their mom. I genuinely have no idea, but I'm going with that assumption since it's supposed to be found family. And then we have, I assume, our two new characters. Now, the screenshots we're about to show have the red one is actually already scanned his alt mode. But before they scan their alt mode, they look much more like the second, the taller one. So it's nice to see that we're getting protoform states in this show. or at the very least base robots that have not scanned vehicles yet. The thing to me is like I don't like when Transformer characters like have like just a basic generic body in their pre-scan modes, because it does imply that they didn't really turn into anything on Cybertron, which would be weird because they're Transformers. They'd still need to be able to transform. But, minor quibble, minor quibble. I like the design of the characters here. It is different from what we've gotten in the past, and that's good. I like how much we've had. We've had so much. Can we just get this out of the way really quick here? When every single fan has been complaining about how much things never change in Transformers and never going in a different direction and never going with different designs, having different looks, and we're so sick of all this G1, the same old characters over and over again, and then people saw this teaser and immediately went, this is going to ruin Transformers forever. You're getting new. Okay, you're fine if you don't like it. If you don't like it, if you don't like the style design, fine. You don't have to watch it. Nothing's forcing you to watch it. Nothing's forcing you to buy the toys. It just amazes me that I'm in a fandom that has so much vitriol when they do something that is so much like the things that have come before. And then when they do something that is so different than what they've done before, they have that exact same vitriol waiting. Genuinely wondering at this point, what does it take to make the Transformer fandom universally happy? Because it doesn't seem to be possible. It just seems to be like everyone wants to be more negative and no one wants to give anything a chance. It's one of the reasons why Plastic Addict is so short-lived these days. I just don't feel like being that negative person. I don't feel like attacking things that I barely know anything about, or damning a show that we only have 12 seconds of footage of. Okay, gotta get that rant out of the way. Can we try to just be like upbeat and enjoy the positives of something rather than focusing on the negatives or assuming the worst? Can we do that? Can we act like adults here as we look at this children's show about children's toys that we collect? All right. Established characters, Optimus Prime, Elita 1. Surprising. I'm actually really surprised how much they've been pushing Elita 1 lately. She's far more prominent than RC in the Netflix shows. Of course, in the IDW comics, Elita 1 played a heavy role in one side of the comic books. But still, like, the fact that they put RC aside is kind of interesting to me. It might be, this might be Hasbro-centric because Elita 1, they don't have to make Elita 1 all pink. And I think Hasbro is still very hesitant to go, like, pink on the boys' toy line. Like, Cyber's RC was a mainstay character. She only had one toy, and even though we've had a recent run of RCs, they've always been in collector's lines. So I'm not sure if that's the reason or not, or if, they just decide, hey, let's just give Elita 1 a chance for a while. But I don't mind it. And her design works for me. It's a completely different design for Elita 1. I do like the extra, like the skirt kibble, like having her car shell become like an actual skirt. There's tires on her back, which seems to be her only like major backpack element. You can see what look like headlights in the shoulders. She seems like she's gonna come across like like a much less shell formery than your standard female Transformer toy, which is going to be cool once we see how the actual toy engineers. Optimus Prime looking very much Optimus Prime. You can see the front wheels of his truck motor buried in his midsection. So there's a little bit of a different transformation scheme going on. He does look very much standard Optimus here, but I like the stylization that's going on. What's interesting in the shot to me is these altered Autobot symbols, because you can see these tiny little Autobot symbols there at the bottom, but they're buried in what looks like a Quintesson head. It's a much more, like, I'm not sure what I'm seeing there, but, like, if Transformer sigils always follow that design aspect of, hey, it's a face, it looks like a much more sinister face than I'm used to for an Autobot, like, altered faction symbol. genuinely wondering what's going on. You can see it on Elita 1 as well, though it blends into her colors a lot more than Prime. It makes me wonder if there is something up with the Autobots in this series, if there is a twist that we are not aware of, because we haven't seen any Decepticons in this series. So I'm like genuinely wondering if something is up here. Okay, I have no idea what the green thing is. Energon, Spark, I don't know, Nightlight, Glowworm, no clue. Speculate away. Let's. All right, so we got the drone in his protoform body. As you can see, looks very similar to the other robot, and we're into the stills from the video, by the way. We're out of the preview shots. I don't mind the drone mode. That's going to give some interesting options story-wise. It's going to let them have like different views and literally different views and perspectives. Having like a small flyer roaming around. The thing to point out is these are like mini-con Micromaster size guys, because they do turn into small things. We can see the other one is going to end up being a motorcycle with a sidecar. We haven't seen a bike with a sidecar since Samurai Prowl in animated. So nice to see those have made a return. Do really like the designs on the new characters, by the way. This is a good time to point out that Nick Roche has announced that he has worked on the character designs. And I really do like his design work when creating brand new Transformer characters. Like you see, like in IDW 1.0, you had, there were a lot of original Transformers created, but they always seemed to fit in the world while still like having like a unique touch to them, which I appreciated. I think IDW 2.0 goes way too heavy on it has to look different, to the point where they don't even look like Transformers anymore. I do like the design. I know some people are down on it. I like what's going on here. And again, it's different. We're showing different characters, and we're not beholden to the G1 cast or the G1 design style. I like this. I see goggles on him too. There's a little anode in this design, I think. It's a good time to point out, no idea if either of these designs are male or female characters. None of that is established yet. Yep. More shots of the human cast, more shots of protoform, for lack of a better term. Elita 1 getting in some action. Again, you can see like the design on her has a little bit more bulk. I can see some kibble around her left leg. So I wonder if that's a skirt that's been like folds to their back that's pushed out of the way, or it doesn't look like vehicle bulk because her right leg doesn't seem to have it. Yeah, I like, the more I look at her, the more like how the more I really wonder how these characters work as far as toys go, because I can't imagine, like, she doesn't seem to have enough bulk for a car, and she's missing two. She's got doors, she's got car doors, but she only has two wheels visible. Genuinely interested to see where they go with the toy line on this one. Brief shot. Hey guys, Bumblebee's in the cartoon. Hey, you know Bumblebee? You remember Bumblebee? Bumblebee's in the cartoon, guys. With the smallest little inclusion that we could possibly give in this trailer, just to prove he's there. Though it is interesting to me, we've only gotten 3 established characters and still no Decepticons. Of course, it's only 12 seconds of footage, so what do I expect? And then humans, the mom, I'm assuming the mom, getting into it. I like that they are action-driven characters, that they are not just going to sit back. It seems like they're not going to sit back and just let the Transformers handle it. I mean, when you're carrying a plasma shotgun, you're probably going to mix it up a little bit with some enemy robots. Again, I'm wondering, like, the only enemy robot we've seen is this little drone thing that Elita 1 blasts, which looks like, evil Forze. I don't know. It doesn't put me in mind of any, like, existing character. It's not like a tarantula spider bot or anything. They're just fighting something. And the only thing I know about what they're fighting is that it apparently glows magenta. That's all I can decipher so far. Then there's this shot. Okay, so, mm, mm. So I don't mind the designs. I like that they're doing redesigns and refreshes. I, I like that they go in a different direction. This is not a flattering shot. This looks like a fan-made CGI Optimus Prime. This looks like something I could look up on DeviantArt. I don't like how like far back the face goes, like this huge gap that's in the helmet, the swept back ears or horns, whichever you want to call them, don't really look that great here. The mouth plate looks too large. And proportionally, the face just looks off in this shot. And I think it's just an unflattering angle because he looked fine. He looked fine in the promo image. Here, it's just a little bit. This looks a little bit off. It's really all we got though. Unless you want to say, oh yeah, I like the logo. And I do like that the logo switched up too. I think we've had the same logo in Transformers for way too long. I think it needs a shake up somewhere. But yeah, that's all we got. You know, it is like just the briefest little clip. There's more description blurb here. Transformers EarthSpark from Nickelodeon Hasbro Entertainment 1, Fall 2020, 26th episode. Yep. Designed for kids and families alike, Transformers EarthSpark blends the humor and heart of Nickelodeon with the action and high-stakes adventure of Transformers. Set on present-day Earth, the series centered around two human kids as they forge a connection with Transformers like never before and work alongside fan favorites like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Okay, so like so that blurb does away with any kind of like suspicion that they might have done something weird with like factions and alignments. I still wonder why the faction symbols look weird and strangely sinister, but that's apparently beside the point. This animated series is comedic. See how many times they're you see how many times they're pushing comedic? Like that's the part that I think concerned a lot of people. But you know, the trailer is very serious, so I don't know. Comedic, heartfelt, high energy, action packed, featuring new characters and stars a diverse, multicultural human family, reflecting the current world we live in, which is, you know, good. You know, which I don't mind, because you know usually their human cast in Transformers is a bunch of it's a bunch of Caucasian kids, and maybe their Hispanic friend or maybe their Asian friend. Nice that we have a little bit again. What I'm seeing in the show is a lot of different stuff that we haven't actually done in Transformers before, and I think all of that is good. You know, we're sticking to the G1 style of Optimus Prime and apparently the modern Bumblebee, but beyond that, I like Elita 1's new design. I like the design of the new cast, and yeah, I'm really kind of eager to see where they go with this. So I am not here to bash on this just because it is new and different. I am here to be supportive and say, you know what? There's a lot here that I actually think has some merit to it, and a lot that I thought was going to go poorly, but apparently it's not going to be as bad as I thought. So that's my takeaway for EarthSpark. Let me know in the comments below if you are you down on it? Are you giving it a chance? And on 12 seconds of footage, how much like can you really disparage it with any genuine merit? But let me know in the comments below. Everyone's opinion is valid, so don't start arguments over this either, guys. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.